1, 2, 3. I like the way you have your hands together and your legs down under the table. We're ready to get started. Good morning, class.
Good morning, Miss Watson.
It's good to see all of you. And you know, today we are going to have day 3 of our pizza collage lesson. And it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, there was a day when you came to art and you made a paper crust. And then we added some paper toppings. You even drew some lines on the back to show how the pizza could be sliced. Let's think back about that part of the lesson. You can look at the back of your pizza and you'll see your marks that you made. Look at this yellow cheese pizza. We'll pretend this is a cheese pizza. Let's see what would happen if I took my pizza cutter and cut it right down the middle. Raise your hand and wait if you know. What would I call this side of the pizza? Sophie? A half. Or we could say 1/2. Very good answer. Thank you, Sophie, for saying 1/2. And this is how it is written, 1/2, because the numerator tells how many parts you're talking about, and the 2, the denominator, tells how many parts there were in all. Great job, boys and girls. What would happen if I cut it again? Raise your hand and wait if you'd like to tell the class how many pieces are there in all. Tyler.
4.
That's correct. Tyler said there are 4. Now, if I put my hand on just this one big piece of pizza right here, what would I call it? Yes, ma'am. Well, now we had a half before. Azaria, thank you for participating. Let's see if we can help her out a little bit. What would we call this one, Janiyah? That's okay. You know, we're still learning about fractions in 2nd grade, and that's okay. The 3rd graders who came earlier this morning, they were telling me that they are in the middle of their fractions chapter in math class right now. So we're getting a little head start on them, aren't we, as we begin to learn about them. If you have 4 pieces, then this piece right here is going to be your 1/4. Let me show you what that looks like. See, the 1 tells how many parts, and the 4 tells how many there were in all. Let's all say 1/4.
1/4.
All right, take a look at this. Remember how we drew these lines on our pizza the other day?
Yeah.
Okay, now there are, raise your hand if you want to tell, how many pieces are there in all? Count them up. Boys and girls, take a look at this cool idea. Wouldn't it be neat if you took your pizza collage that we've been working on now for several days, and we're learning so much wonderful information about fractions. What if we took the pizza collage and we added a hand? Won't that be awesome? Because remember way back at the beginning of the year, we learned about Michelangelo and how he drew the beautiful hands on the Sistine Chapel. Well, we get to show what we know as we incorporate a hand reaching in. And I was thinking, let's look at our criteria list. Let's see how much we have accomplished already. We have a cut slice. Give me a thumbs up if you've got a cut slice. It's 1/8. And you've got a pizza glued to the right. Okay, that's where we are right now. I want you to take your glue bottle and raise your hand and wait if you can tell the class, how do we use that glue bottle? Just to review. Dalton?
Put like 2 on each side.
Dalton said 2 on each side. I like the way you are thinking about those little dots, aren't you? Earlier, you chose a watch. This is going to be so neat. We found some watches in a sale paper, so we're going to be attaching a watch to your hand for a nice detail. Some of you might decide to draw rings later. All right, if you're ready, you can take your watch and see how it fits. Now, personally, with me, when I was making mine, my watch was a little bit too big, and I cut some off the sides so it wasn't so wide. So feel free to do that before you glue. Okay, now this is the point of the lesson where we can think like Michelangelo. Look at your left hand and draw the fingernails. And draw those little wrinkles. You remember how we did that before. The more you look, the more you'll see.